Hello, everyone. This is Own Wall Street with the TradersPerspective.com. Taking a look at crude here on the weekly time frame to kind of jump things off here. So you can see here on a technical basis, oil, just continuing to just prove more and more bearish. That's the best way to put it. I'm going to go into some targets and things on lower time frame in a second, but just wanted to point out here, looking at this trend line failure essentially that we have broken below this, and now we're pushing the limits, and I think we're actually below this at this point in time, if memory serves me correctly. So again, we're not looking too good here. We failed to hold the 50 on the weekly time frame, and we're just heading back down. So without further ado, let's drop to the daily time frame to kind of take a look at what's happened over the past few sessions. As you can see here, this is where we were. We had a nice short. We wrote it down. Covered yesterday, and unfortunately, it was a little too early. Missed out on a few, but that's okay. There'll be another opportunity, I believe. Hopefully, if not, oh well, I'll just wait. But dropping down to this 4-hour time frame, you can kind of see here. You can kind of see here that we did in fact break below that trend line I was referencing. So, what is this trend line and where does it come from? Well, it's just the 4-hour time frame. I found a couple things here, so I just identified that as a potential for continued support along this trend. Well, today it has failed. So, what else is happening here? Well, we failed to hold this weekly uptrend line, which is this green line here. So that's not good. If we do close this week below that, then it's going to be, a nice shot down to the low 40s once again. So the bears are going to continue to dominate despite the news that's been coming out as far as the record draws that have been coming, but the stockpiles are still, or the inventory is still very high. So that's why oil is still selling off. If you're following the news, that's what's happening. I myself try not to look at the news, but I do hear about it throughout the day, so I have no choice but to get a little bit exposed to it. But I'm just following what's happening with the money. That's all I'm doing. I'm looking for areas where the money supply is coming out, and these areas are very clear if you just happen to be a little bit of an artist and draw some lines and look at your moving averages and so on and so forth, just to kind of oversimplify the whole process. So if we're dropping down to the hourly time frame, you can see here, and I drew this trend line in here just to kind of visualize the selling pressure. It does seem to match up very well, and just zoom back over here. There we go. So again, we did try to hold this trend line here on the 4-hour time frame. Had a fake and then broke down lower, and we managed to have a little bit of support near this 4660 level. Now this level is pretty important. I do believe that we will end up breaking it at some point in time, but at this point in time, I'm looking for oil to again bounce up, test this broken trend line, and that offers an entry to some shorts, or possibly, which what I would like to see is a little bit higher near this 50 period simple moving average, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. So my moving average is down here, and that usually acts as the resistance. So I'd say that we could see a little bit of a pop up overnight to about 47.12, and then have a further reversal heading lower. So again, going back to the daily time frame, you're looking at this 46.50 level, 46.44 level, where this 50 period simple moving average is. Just to let you all know, I do have a bearish crossing on my moving averages here, which also does signal that there could be a nice move coming down here for the bears. So this 50 period moving average breaks, then we'll be heading down to this next level around here, and that's going to coincide with around 45.22 or so. That breaks, then obviously we're heading to 44. My own honest opinion, without all this in the way, we're going to be falling from these levels here at around 46.80 down to 44, and then onwards down to 42, and so on. And the reason I say that is because if you look at the weekly time frame, assuming that we close the levels that we are at right now, just look at this trend. So that's where we're going to be heading. 38% retracement level on the weekly time frame, and that's going to coincide with around 43.70 or so. Yeah, 43.70 around there, and then we'll have a little bit of a support here around the low 42s onwards to test the 50, and just to give you an idea of a potential location where we may see a bounce. Yeah, so either way, we're going to be heading to about $40 per barrel. So that's what I'll be looking for heading into next week. I will be looking to get into another position. Um, Beyond that, I don't see much. Bulls, I don't see anything for you. Apologize, but good luck to you. Hope you use your stop losses. Bears, once again, are dominating crude and also natural gas, so check that out too if you haven't looked at natural gas. Nice situation over there as well. I'm on Wall Street. This has been a presentation of thetradersperspective.com. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, leave them below or email me at thetradersperspective@gmail.com. I wish you all a great close to the week. I'll see you all over the weekend.